Maureen, when did you come to Harlow and why did you come to Harlow?
It was November 1955. It was about a month before my 10th birthday. And the reason for coming was London was full of smog and pea soup, fogs, and my health was bad. I was an asthma sufferer, and the doctor suggested it might be a good idea if we moved somewhere cleaner. And so my mum and dad already had, well, my mum had two sisters already living in Harlow, and we'd come down and visited them a few times. And you know, a nice clean place it was over here. And so my father applied for a job in Harlow, a place called Rivertex is the way we used to say it, but a lot of people said Rivertex. Yes, what is right I don't know. So he applied for a job there and he was accepted. And I think about 6 weeks later, lo and behold, we got a house.
So which part of London were you in?
We was in Forest Gate.
Okay, and can you visualise this sort of smoky London? Do you have an image?
Yes, I do. Yes, it was. If you'd go out, even sometimes in the day, sort of going to school or something, it was dark. It was. I used to wear a scarf over my mouth, and yes, it just wasn't very pleasant at all. It used to taste funny as well. I can remember that sort of metallic, horrible taste in my mouth.
And do you find it, we're skipping ahead to 2017 for a second, but there are news items this week about children being given face masks because of the pollution in London. So all those years later, not an awful lot has changed.
It's such a shame because it did get a lot cleaner at one time, and now it seems to have gone back 50, 60, 70 years.
So you were 10 years of age,
yes.
Moved to Harlow. Whereabouts in Harlow?
We moved to Wedhay, which is near the town centre.
Which is not that far from where we are today.
No, it's just over the road actually, yes.
So what's your images of Wedhay?
When I first come down, it was just a road with 2 rows of houses, and there were like flats on either end of the blocks. At the bottom of the road was a lot of building going on, and so it was noisy, muddy, dirty, and the flats down there were actually 2-storey masonettes. It was like 2 houses on top of each other, and once they were built, everything settled down, made friends, new people moved in, and lots of children my own age, and it was really nice there. We used to play in the street, play ball, play skipping across the road, because you didn't have the cars then either.
And what school did you go to?
High Street Junior School to start with, yes.
And then on to
Netterswell afterwards.
And you pronounce it Netterswell?
Netterswell, yes.
Yeah.
What do other people say?
Other people say Netswell.
Netswell.
But your pronunciation may well be correct.
Oh, I don't know, maybe.
But that's the nature of things. That words change, don't they? But,
yes, they do. You're right.
And that's almost a separate news item on, actually pronunciation. But, I suppose it's a bit like Allende Avenue. Most people call it Allende.
Yes, that's true.
Well, no, it's Allende.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're on a separate. I've got off at my tent.
It's still interesting.
Yeah. So Netswell School.
Yes.
Good times.
Yes, happy times. I didn't take my 11 plus, so I was in not the high stream, but I was on the high part of the lower stream. And I really enjoyed it there. I used to enjoy the reading. And what fascinated me as well was one of them was the music room. It was like a round room with special acoustics for the music, and that was really fascinating to me.
Was that what they called the Pepper Pot?
I think it was called the Pepper Pot because it had little glass windows in the roof, little round glass windows. So yes, it did look like a pepper pot.
You're not the first Netswell School student I've interviewed, so somebody else mentioned that. So after that, after Netswell, what happened?
Well, I went to work. I left as soon as I could. They tried to persuade me to stay on, but I wanted to get out to work. And so I joined STC first of all, as most people did then. But I didn't get on with the work there. It was in the factory and I didn't enjoy it. I then went to a place called Holbrook Machine Tools, and I was an office junior there. And there I met my future husband. It was ages before we got together, but I met him there. I was 15, he was 16, and 50 years later we're still together.
And what is your husband's name?
Jeff with a J.
And give us a couple of examples of the qualities of Jeffrey that we should say here on camera.
He's very understanding, he's very forthright, he doesn't suffer fools badly, but he's a very sympathetic person as well. He will listen. If you've got a problem, he will listen.
So, work, how long did you stay at work?
I stayed at work until my son was born, which was 1969. Then I left for about 5 years, but I had little part-time jobs. I worked at Marks and Spencer's on a Saturday, and I had a cleaning job in the evenings, just to help people and a little bit of pocket money.
And where did you move to now? Where are you living?
Well, we lived in Falkirk, which is again not very far from here, but now I'm back living in the same house that I came down to Harlow.
How did that happen?
Well, we bought our house in Falkirk, and then my mum and dad wanted to buy their house, and so we helped out, and so the house became ours when they actually passed on. And it had more rooms than the Falkirk house, so we moved there, and we're there now. We've been there just over 3 years now, and I'm happy there. I like it there.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Harlow's changed in its time.
It has. It's changed enormously. Yes.
Some for the good or just different?
I would say just different. A lot of people would say not for the good, but I don't think it's not. It depends what you find, doesn't it? It depends what you go out and look for, the people you meet, the organisations you join, and you've got to look. You've got to go out and look and join into things.
And what about taking us back again now to the 50s, 60s? What about social? I mean, in that period, did you socialise or were you?
Yes. In fact, right from an early age. Well, I say from early age, from when I was at Netterswell, joined the youth club, after school youth club there, and then later on, after I went to Holbrooks, I was still very young, and I went to the Mark Hall youth club as well. And it was really nice. It was just great. We played snooker, tennis, danced to records. We used to bring our own records in, our favourite tunes.
For example, can you remember anybody?
The Fortunes, the Birds, the Beatles. My husband was a Rolling Stones fan and I was a Beatles fan. He was a mod and I was a rocker. So yes, it's very good.
But this theme, I think the theme of all the interviews I've done this afternoon is, as I said, getting involved in the community.
Yes,
and
you have to.
Yeah?
You have to.
Why? Why do you have to get involved?
Well, if you don't, you become very insular and very lonely, I suppose. You need to make friends, make new friends, meet up with people that you knew years ago. And it's surprising how many you do when you go out and about.
So you enjoy, here we are in the Hare pub where there's been coffee, tea and biscuits, in case people wondered. You enjoy these sessions?
Yes, I do, very much so, yes. It's good, it's lovely to talk about the old times and to meet new people at the same time. We're always having new people come in and it is really nice.
And you write, don't you?
I'm not really a writer. I have done this and the idea was to, as it's life writing group. But I'm not really a writer, I'm not that creative, but I do try.
Don't we all?
Yes.
Your children, they're brought up here?
Yeah, we just had the one child.
Your child?
The son, yes.
Yeah.
And yes, he was brought up here. But now he lives in London Coley.
Right.
Wife, daughter and 2 grandchildren who are obviously my great-grandchildren, which is lovely.
Yeah, and that's a good, the family is important as well.
Yes, absolutely, yes. Family and friends.
So it's been and so you think apart from you three, are you involved in anything else, or is this enough? Yeah.
Well, it could be enough, yes, but I do like to meet different people, and I do an exercise class on a Wednesday morning. And one of the ladies here, well, 2 of them actually come to that class as well, but we didn't start off in the youth. I joined after going to that class. I just wanted something to do after I retired, and I wanted to try and stay active. And it's a very good class. It's for the over 50s, but it's quite active, quite aerobic, yes.
Well, brilliant. Well, again.